The Witcher universe makes brilliant use of the mythology of our world, bringing together monsters born in different corners of the globe. Slavic mythology, Asian myths, legends of the tribes of Eastern and Western Europe, the things that stirred the minds of our ancestors and made them tremble with fear. All these myths come together organically to form a beautiful overall picture. And The Witcher is captivating in many ways because of the gorgeously designed monsters that the authors have created in the books and games. Their interactions are fascinating. They make you want to talk about them. You might want to study them. Our channel has already released several dozen bestiaries about the monsters of the continent, but so far they show no signs of stopping. Today's the turn of the legendary creatures of ancient Greek mythology. Harpies, incredible half-women, half-vultures whose fear stirred the imagination of the Hellenic people. They're dangerous, they're cunning, they kidnap children. Harpies are sent by the gods to punish those who dare to insult them. They're simultaneously ugly and beautiful. But how did their image come about? Why is it so appealing? And how did it reach our time, setting in the games and the books of the Witcher series? We'll talk about all of this in this video. Before we begin, as always, we'd like to thank our patrons for their support. You guys are the best, and thank you for being here. If you want to join the list of these awesome people, follow the link in the description, and we promise even more videos about the Witcher universe. But in any case, do get yourself some crunchy, because we're about to begin. Harpy mythology. Ancient Greek mythology is famous for its amazing hybrids of humans and animals, centaurs, minotaurs, griffins, and of course harpies, which are also on this list. Winged beasts with female faces and breasts, combined with the torso of a vulture, harpies are the daughters of the god of sea wonders, Thaumas, and the oceanid Electra. The essence that people have attributed to these creatures is very simple and is reflected in their very name, since the word harpy literally translates as to grab or to kidnap. Initially, the Greeks considered harpies to be simply lower deities of the wind who carried the souls of the dead to the realm of the dead. But later, the perception of these monsters changed. They began to be personified as exclusively evil creatures that harm people and kidnap children. The famous myth about harpies, of course, is told in the legend of the Argonauts. Over there, they're described as one of the ugliest creatures that ever inhabited the earth. These monsters tormented the blind Salmydesian king Phineas. They did not let him eat. As soon as the ruler set the table and sat down to eat, the winged monsters flew in and took everything they could carry. The rest was infected with an unbearable stench, so that even the freshest food could no longer be eaten. In the end, Phineas's brothers, who were part of the Argonauts' team, so to say, drove away the ugly creatures. To humans, harpies often appeared in the form of three sisters: Elo, who rode the whirlwind, Ocypete, who embodied speed, and Seleno, who rushed through the darkness. Their image served as a reminder of the fear of storm winds, of the unknown expanses of the sky where ordinary people could never ascend. Interestingly, the image of harpies did not disappear after the decline of ancient Greece. On the contrary, it spread throughout the world in completely different corners, of which people used half-women, half-birds to personify their own important fears. Thus, in the Middle Ages, the image of harpies was widespread throughout Europe. It symbolized the greed and insatiability of the human race. It was believed that if a person was stingy, they would be pursued by harpies. In Dante's Divine Comedy, harpies appear in the seventh circle of hell, where they inflict pain on embittered souls and endlessly peck at the breasts of suicides. The book, Wings in the Night, claims that the Harpies, expelled by the Argonauts, did not perish but moved to Africa. And in our time, some voodoo priests claim that it was Harpies that inhabited our planet before humans set foot on it. The image of the Harpy grew with new details, traveled the world, and evolved. The Harpy even ended up on the coat of arms of the Principality of Liechtenstein, and at one point it made its way into the Witcher universe, where it took root and fit perfectly into a world populated by all kinds of monsters. Harpy, the Witcher. The entry in the Bestiary reads as follows. It is hard to say what is most repulsive about Harpies and their cousins, the Shishigas. Their hideous appearance, the overwhelming stench of rot and burnt excrement that clings to them, or their blood-curdling screech. Suffice it to say that even rats who dwell happily among the rankest fecal matter and rotten waste give their nests wide berth. Harpy nests are most often found atop high cliffs or rocky ravines. Sure signs of having strayed near one are crumbling human and animal remains, guano-streaked rocks, and feathers littering the ground. Harpies and shishigas hunt in flocks consisting of a handful to up to 20 individuals. Though rather cowardly and cautious, harpies fiercely defend their nests and will not hesitate to attack when outnumbering their foes. During combat, they use their ability to fly to dive swiftly to strike their victims one by one before soaring back up out of reach. They can kill with their wings or their sharp beak and talons. Once on the ground, they move slowly and clumsily and thus no longer present much of a threat. In battle against harpies, hybrid oil will come in handy, but that's on the ground. To hit the monster when it's airborne, one might need knowledge of the art sign, as well as a good crossbow. Harpies are terrible monsters covered in gray, wrinkled skin. Their long, powerful limbs end in sharp claws and broad wings unfold behind their backs. Their heads are framed by sparse black hair and their eyes watch passers-by with animalistic interest, whether or not to attack a human. This is what a harpy ponders. Most often these monsters inhabit the coast and islands. Obviously, there are many of them on Skellige, where the corpses of ships wrecked on reefs and rocks serve as an excellent source of food for these monsters, reminding us of their vulture-like origins. But don't confuse them with sirens though. There is fierce competition for food between the former and the latter, and harpies do not swim underwater. Several factors indicate that the harpy's brain is capable of development and possesses more than just animal instincts. The first of these is a love of ambushes and surprise attacks. Harpies try to catch their prey off guard and act intelligently. The second sign is kleptomania. Harpies adore anything that glitters, and when they find such things, they immediately take them to their nests. For some reason, they want their nests to stand out from the rest, to have as many shinies inside as possible, which shimmer with all the colors of the rainbow in the sun. Harpies can watch this play of colors for hours. The third sign of the harpies' uniqueness is that some of them imitate humans, or try to do so. They find scraps of clothing and try to wear them to cover certain parts of their bodies. Thus, over thousands of years, one species of harpies has even developed something resembling consciousness. They are called seleno-harpies, and if you listen carefully to the first part of the story, you will understand that the word seleno was not used by CD Projekt Red writers by accident. Harpies are completely ordinary monsters in the second and third games of the Witcher series. They are also mentioned once in Andrzej Sapkowski's book saga. Quests related to them are usually limited to the number of creatures that need to be exterminated, but there are a couple of interesting moments. Seleno-harpies, for example, can steal human dreams and trap them in crystals. They then watch these dreams, mesmerized by the play of human imagination. In The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, there was even a quest about such a queen harpy, who stole the dreams of all the people in the city of Vergen. Only after Geralt of Rivia killed this monster did people's dreams return, and they were able to breathe easy again. And in the third Witcher game, Geralt can find an interesting note about the Harpies in the Vic watchtower, located east of the Wegelbud estate. Upon reaching this tower, the White Wolf will see that no humans have been here for a long time, and that the area is overrun with bloodthirsty Harpies. After killing the dangerous creatures, the Witcher can explore the location and discover interesting notes left by its former inhabitants. It turns out that the man who used to live in this tower was obsessed with training Harpies. He did succeed in breeding them but could not tame them. He dreamed of teaching Harpies to obey human commands and training them to such an extent that they could serve in the Redanian army. They are strong, fast, and ferocious. They could be a formidable weapon in future wars, but the tower's owner overestimated himself. One day, the Harpies broke free and tore the man who had fed them to pieces. In the dream of the 1st Air Force of the Redanian army, and of the entire continent in principle, remain just a dream. The images of the game and mythological Harpies are very similar, but there are also some differences. For example, the Harpies of the continent have nothing to do with the gods. They're just another monsters in the witch universe, whose numbers must be reduced to a minimum. And that is all for today. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Which beasts of the witch universe would you like to hear about in the future? Be sure to write about it in the comments. In any case though, thank you all for watching, and see you soon when the old witcher speaks once more.